Hi boys and girls, welcome back to another Pillar Kids video. So we are still reading stories from the Jesus Storybook Bible about when Jesus was born. So we read about the angel telling Mary that she was going to have a baby. We got to read the story where Mary and Joseph traveled all the way to the city of Bethlehem, and that's where Jesus was born. Today, we are going to read a story about some really important people who came to visit the most important person. Who's the most important person? Jesus? Yes, Jesus. So Jesus was born in the manger, and then there were some people, the star. You remember the star that the shepherds saw in the sky? Well, the people who are visiting Jesus today, or in today's story, they saw that same star. Let's get ready. Today's story is called The King of All Kings. We can find this story in Matthew chapter 2, the story of the 3 wise men. Far away in the east, 3 clever men saw the very same star. The star that God had put in the sky when Jesus was born. They knew it was a sign. A baby king had been born. They had been waiting for this star. They knew it would come. "He's here!" they shouted. "He's here!" And I'm sure if you had been there, you would have heard them laughing and dancing and singing until the sun came up. At dawn, they packed up their camels and wrapped gifts for the baby. They brought their most precious treasures of all: frankincense, gold, and myrrh. Special, sparkly, lovely smelling, gleaming things, just right for a king. The 3 wise men, actually, if you'd met them, you would have thought they were kings because they were so rich and clever and very important looking. The 3 wise men set off. They rode their camels across endless deserts, up steep, steep mountains, down into deep, deep valleys, through raging rivers, over grassy plains, night and day and night, for hours that turned into days, that turned into weeks, that turned into months and months, until at last they reached Jerusalem. Jerusalem was by far the most important city for miles around, and as anyone can tell you, that's where a palace would be, and kings are born in palaces, right? So that's where they went. But they were in for a surprise. They went to see King Herod. Surely he would know where this baby was, but he didn't. In fact, he didn't like the sound of a new king. It made him cross. He didn't want anyone to be king except him. But Herod's advisors told the 3 wise men what was written in their books, what God had said about the baby king. "Go to Bethlehem. That's where you'll find him." Suddenly, the star they had seen in the east started moving again, showing them the way. So the 3 wise men followed the star out of the big city along the road into the little town of Bethlehem. They followed the star through the streets of Bethlehem, out of a nice part of town, through the not so nice part of town, into the really not nice at all part of town, down a little dirt track until it stopped over a little house. But wait, it wasn't a palace, and there weren't any guards, or servants, or flags, or red carpets, or trumpets, or anything. Did they get this wrong? Or was this what God meant? Sure enough, in that little house, there sitting on his mother's knee, they found him, the baby king. The three men knelt before the little king. They took off their rich royal turbans and gleaming golden crowns. They bowed their noble heads to the ground and gave him their sparkling treasures. The journey that had begun so many centuries before had led three wise men here, to a little town, to a little house, to a little child, to the king God had promised David all those years before. But this child was a new kind of king. Though he was the Prince of Heaven, he had become poor. Though he was the mighty God, he had become a helpless baby. This king had not come to be the boss. He had come to be a servant. All right, boys and girls, what a great story. Did you see the picture? Baby Jesus was a little bit bigger, right? When the wise men came to see him, he was a child. But that same star that was there when the shepherds, the night that Jesus was born, when the shepherds saw it, is the same star that led the wise men to Mary and Joseph's house so that the wise men could meet baby King Jesus. Oh my goodness. And yes, just like the Jesus Storybook Bible said, we see it in our Bible too. Jesus came not to be the boss, but to serve and to tell everyone about the kingdom of God. Boys and girls, Christmas is coming in 4 days. So I'm gonna say it now because I won't see you until after Christmas. Merry Christmas, boys and girls. Merry Christmas. I hope you have a wonderful Christmas day with your family. We miss you so much. See you soon. Bye.